Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back in action with another look at a quick and easy movie review for you. And let's make this one really fast and really easy because it sucks so much. That's right, we're talking about Tomorrowland with George Clooney and others. That said, yeah, the movie was terrible. And it is such a sad thing to say for a movie that really strove to be something. It really wanted to have a message. It really had a noble ideal to it. That said, the movie just completely falls apart on its own boredom. It was just a slow, very predictable, very usual, just very boring movie. There's really no other word that can be used to describe Tomorrowland than boring. What was so wrong? Well, it starts off with narration. George Clooney basically gives us that it's the end of days speech by reminding us of all the horrible things that are happening in our world right now, and we're all going to die. But then we meet this young girl sitting next to him who's the optimist. Now, they go back and forth with the narration. He starts off with his story when he was a child, and he was an inventor. He built this jetpack out of a vacuum cleaner. Now, it doesn't really work, and it doesn't inspire the people of Tomorrowland until he brings it to Tomorrowland where the robots fix it up. He is inspired by his muse, and his muse is this pretty girl who actually pays attention to him instead of ignoring him. Remember, he's not the George Clooney kid yet, all right? He's the chubby kid. All right. I swear this reminded me of time travel. The kid reminded me of the kid from The Kid, another Disney movie. However, that movie was several years ago, and that kid is no longer a kid, and this kid still a little different, but still reminded me of the same kid. Anyway, if you're thinking that this movie was all about promoting the park Tomorrowland, the joke's on you. It's not about Tomorrowland. It's about this pin. That's what you're supposed to be. This is the whole product placement for this movie was for this pin. It was about people who would touch it, they would get a glimpse of Tomorrowland. Not George Clooney's character. He actually went into Tomorrowland. We're talking about the young lady who this story was supposed to be about, who we saw travel from point A to point B just to meet up with George Clooney. And of course, being the star that he is, he had to really take the show from there. And that's another part that ruined this movie. If it had been less about him and more about her, I could get it. They tried to share it, but there was just too much George, not enough of the other characters to really get along. The worst part about Tomorrowland, for me, was the build-up. It started off really bad, but then it got really good in the second act. And then we met up with the main villain. And when we met that main villain, I was thinking, finally, we're going to get some more action. We're going to get an explanation. We're going to get some better understanding, blah, blah, blah. And what did we get? Boredom. A complete catastrophe of the story falling apart on itself without really knowing what it wants to do. Why was Tomorrowland such a flop? Because it cost so much to make. And for all the money they had for special effects and for the character and the talent, you'd think they would hire at least one writer. Just a writer, just one person to help iron out the story. Add in some more plot twists, add in some more interest, Write the way people talk and not in some forced dialogue way. Make it a real movie, not some commercial. Okay? And that's why it sucks so bad. It just fell apart on its characters. And its quote-unquote story that really just ultimately fell apart. All the special effects were useless. And for what they had to offer us, I was very disappointed. If you have not seen this yet, don't see it. Save yourself the money, save yourself the time. Tomorrow will be better without it. Alright guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you at the theaters.